trip season is back here at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. It's quite busy today, but it's also quite warm. Coming up on a nice 19 degrees today. Just been on Aviktas first ride of the day, first cycle as well. Really good. What an investment from the Pleasure Beach. Already the queue is mounting up. There are multiple cycles waiting in that cattle pen, and it just runs brilliantly. It's so forceful. And I was sat actually on the exact same seat that I was on when I did the VIP event, which was a crazy coincidence. But yeah, it's just brilliant. And the views that you get on it are insane, and you definitely feel those 4Gs. It honestly felt like I appreciated the airtime a lot more on that cycle. I don't know why, but when I rode it in the VIP event, I really didn't feel it as much. I don't think I was focusing on it because, wow, the whole experience is just mad. 138 feet of swing, which is just crazy, it's insane. Top speed is 65 miles an hour. It's mental. Let's see if we can get some off-road shot. Also, just a quick update on river caves I forgot to add in when I went to the VIP Aviktas event. This new mural has appeared on the wall showing Angkor Wat. Supposedly, the story for Aviktas is going to somehow tie into the reimagined version of river caves. I imagine it's something to do with lost treasure. I really hope they don't change it too much because this ride has a lot of history at the park, and I'm sure Amanda Thompson appreciates that as well because, of course, her family has run the park for so long and she probably has a lot of memories with these dark rides. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with that. I do hope that they keep it kind of original but give it a bit of a spruce up. Like, in particular, the ceiling looked really bad in the Valley of the Kings section. So I reckon that needed a touch up anyway, and I think it just became long overdue and they just thought, well, we might as well just overhaul it all at once instead of just patching it up over and over again. But yeah, exciting. Maybe we'll see River Caves back for 2027, so you can say they've had a new ride. I don't know, let's see. Oh, it's just incredible. What a piece of engineering. And a brilliant investment from the Pleasure Beach. Wow. Just look at that. Yeah, Intamin gyro swing. Biggest in the UK, the only one of this size in the UK. Our other gyro swing is Maelstrom at Drayton Manor. It's great to have one here, and I think we'll really see a difference to the way that people move around the park having that there. And just think, the audience of about 40 people, that's also keeping other people out of queues. So I think it's really going to improve the flow of the park. Anyway, let's have a look at some dark rides. And we'll be getting another one for the first time this year today, which is Valhalla. It's on a limited opening time. It only opens in the afternoon. We'll go have a look and see if it's 1 while 5 or if it's 1 while 4. It's kind of been temperamental. I reckon because there's schools here, it's going to be a 1 while 5. Right, I think it's time for a bit of Wallace and Gromit's Thrill-O-Matic. Let's see how this is running. Very short queue. Nice, that's what I like to see. Icon isn't open yet, so I'm not heading down to that end of the park just yet, and I reckon that pre-queue is going to be nasty. Let's go see my favourite, Feathers McGraw. Well, that was honestly running perfectly. Of course, I've got a bomb in my pants. Wallace animatronic has not worked like all season. I don't think I've seen it work once. But other than that, all the effects are on time. I really like whatever they've done with the lighting for this year because it's pitch black in there. But there's been this curtain that's been a little bit flapped open that I believe leads into the blue grotto scene in the river caves, and it looked like the lights were on. It might just lead into another scene in like Alice in Wonderland or Wallace and Gromit, I'm not sure, but it looked like that scene in the river caves. So maybe they're working on it today. I really hope so. I like any slight sign that they're working on it, I get very excited. I'd love to see them do another press release about it and show us what they've been doing. Because we had a little bit of a teaser, I think, gosh, it must have been last year now. But yeah, I'd be very excited to see more about that. Anyway, shall we head round and have a look at what Ghost Train's getting up to? Because I want to check out the opening times for Valhalla. Ghost Train looking pretty busy at the start of the day. Looks like that's where the school trip groups are hitting up first. It looks like we've got about 3 or 4 school groups here. Most of them seem to be very young primary school age children. So I'm not expecting it to be too busy on the big hitting thrill rides. But It's looking not too bad. Oh wow, Alice in Wonderland's on a very short wait. I think we'll hit this up first. I can see that the waterfalls on the front of Valhalla are on, so we'll go around and check out when that's opening after we've been on this ride. This is another classic. Alice on this announcement. It's a fun fact everyone will tell you. It's actually Amanda Thompson's voice, the owner of the park.
The Mad Hatter's Tea Party and lots more.
It's really nice weather today, which is unusual for Blackpool. I wish I hadn't have brought this coat now. I might have to get a locker.
Fabulous world of Alice in Wonderland.
They did a good job on cleaning the facade up a few years ago.
And see our wonderful show.
Wow, this is going to be the third ride of the day, and it's not even 11:30 yet. Let's have a look what time it is. It's 11:28, not too bad going. Got on there with about a 5-minute wait, not bad at all. Oh, if only I could use smell-o-vision on my videos, because whew, the smell on Alice in Wonderland it's so sweet and yummy. But yeah, opened in 1962, a sort of gift from Walt Disney after he visited the park, and it gave him the inspiration for elements of Disneyland, which is an awesome story. Look at Derby Racer there. I'll get on that a bit later, but I'm seeing some very good news here by Valhalla. 1 wow 5. You got full 4 hours of ride time on this beauty. Oh, absolute super soaker, and look at the fountains. I'm so excited to get back on this. Oh, it's almost been a year since I've last been on Valhalla. Wow, we've got a mad rush from the new group of school kids. Let's have a closer look here at Valhalla. I think it's been testing this morning because you can see the boat poking out there and the water is raging. I'm very excited to get back on this. Loki's bar there, that's open as well today. I would have loved to have done the behind the scenes tour for Valhalla. They're doing it again this year, I think, but it's £250. It's a little bit out of my budget. However, if you're sneaky, one of the lift hills has pretty transparent panels on the side of it, so you can actually look out into that absolute unit of a warehouse building, and you can see just how flooded the entire space is. It's honestly probably the scariest part of the ride. It's just seeing how much water is in that building. I can't imagine the cost of maintaining it, because how it's not absolutely festering with mould is beyond me. You know, I think we'll actually head into the Kiss Me Quick shop. I'll let this new school group disperse a little bit, and then I'll kind of see what the queues are looking like. That's the thing about having a season pass, is that if I'd paid money for today, I would be absolutely bricking it, thinking the queues are going to be horrendous, I have to compete with these school groups. But obviously, having a season pass means I can be a bit more relaxed. I don't have to hit up every single ride every time I come. Let's see if they've got any new ride parts. That's normally what the Kiss Me Quick shop is good for. Oh wow, yeah, start of this season there was absolutely nothing, but wow, it's pretty stocked up. Let's have a detailed look at that. This is quite a cool one. Wow, is that 107? No, I didn't think so. 55 for this anti-rollback clutch from the Ghost Train. Wow, that's a nice piece. I like that. We've got some bits from Launchpad down there. Derby Racer and Nick Street for all of you fans of it. Wow, some stuff from Skyforce here, £70. That's a standard but not operating flat ride that we've got at the park. I wonder if they're going to sell that or what, because it's kind of just sat there at the minute. Oh, I've spotted some Valhalla stuff over here. Valhalla running wheel shaft for 45. That's quite cool. Oh wow, it's very heavy as well. Yeah, they've got a lot of different screws here. I saw on the website they've got some Aviktas stuff already, so I'll have to see what they've got, because it must be from when they were like building up the ride and there were some parts that they either didn't use, couldn't use, or during testing they replaced. But I'll have to have a look. Okay, this is a brilliant one here. Alice in Wonderland wheel for 55. Wow. Wow. Getting to hold this stuff is insanely cool. And £55 seems like a really good price for that. Wow. If I had like a collection of ride parts, that's definitely one that I'd want to pick up. They've got a lot of Valhalla stuff here. That's all Valhalla side wheel shafts. That's a lot. How much are they priced at? 65. They're a bit more expensive than that full wheel. I think that Alice in Wonderland wheel is awesome. They've got a lot of stuff from the taxi spin. Yeah, there's some good pieces. Yeah, that's like really the highlights. I couldn't find any of the Aviktas stuff that was listed on the website because there was like a couple of bolts on there, and that would have just been cool to take a look at. But yeah, I did expect that the ride parts would start to stock up as the season went on. You also have the mechanism for Sahira Maxim's flying machines. That's another incredible piece of history that we have there in the park, coming from the World's Fair in, I believe, 1905? Yeah, very impressive. Anyway, let's head back out after we've had a look at some of the ride parts and merchandise. Some good stuff in there. See, it's really nice and warm, but it's quite cloudy still. Oh my days. Grand National's open? I thought it wasn't meant to open until the 19th. What? Grand National's open? No way. Grand National's open? Sorry, I've said that a lot in the past 10 seconds. That's awesome. Well, I think we'll have to get our first ride on Grand National this season. We're getting a double up. I didn't think I was seeing this today. It's the 15th. Wow, okay. That's brilliant news. So we'll be getting Valhalla and Grand National. Awesome. Yeah, we're not doing too bad for rides so far today. It seems like the school groups have head out to the big hitters, like the big one, Icon. I think we'll get on the left-hand side for this. We'll see if they've made any changes because it's been down for maintenance for a long time. Stepping out to a bit of fountain show action here. Wow. Well, I might have misread the post and thought it was reopening on the 19th of June. But if it has reopened earlier, then that is a class decision because that's definitely going to help with throughput. I think the set of rides that they have now, I think it's ready for the summer season when people start kind of ploughing into this park. And then we'll see how it copes when Valhalla opens this afternoon as well. But it's great to have this back. That was a really good ride. I was on the second row from the front and it was running very nice. The thing is I don't really... Like, I understand that these classic woodies are rough, but I never actively say it because the thing is Grand National isn't a painful experience. And it's got some really good airtime as well. Like when you go over those like bunny hops at the end, and just the drops in general, you're proper forced up into your lap bar. I can't believe that there was once a time where you could ride Grand National without a lap bar. That's crazy. But yeah, it's nice to have it back open. They were also running the celebration train as well. I wasn't on that one. Now, for those of you who are curious about who won, I think it was a tie. I think that's the first tie that I've ever had on that ride. Because yeah, we were pretty much going the same speed, and even at the brakes at the end, we pretty much passed the winning post at the exact same time. Just another look there to River Caves. Gosh, how I miss it. Aviktas just about to get going there. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. It is feeling like it's going to start spitting raining, which is interesting because it wasn't forecasted to rain. But you know what it's like here at the coast, and it's still warm. So yeah, it's a tricky climate to dress for, but if it starts raining, that might mean that there's less people heading over to Valhalla when it opens, which means more rides for me, because I've ridden that thing back to back in 8-degree weather. I think we're going to head up further into the park, check out what Icon's queue's looking at, and then grab some lunch and maybe have a look at whether or not people are pre-queuing for Valhalla. If they are, I'll hop into that because I want to get straight on there. Revolution, have to get a go on that. Classic aerodynamics coaster there. An Icon rolling back into the station. I think it'd be nice for some rides at Pleasure Beach to have a single rider queue. I think that's the next step for them. Icon's not looking too bad. I'd give it about a 20-minute wait. I'm not sure how many trains it's on. But we'll just have a look around anyway. Avalanche going up the lift hill here. Just while I'm having a nice slow walk over to Revolution. The queue's looking like literally empty. I also wanted to throw in that the Enzo pricing has changed on Icon. It's now £7, I believe. I think that's in response to the fact that the Enzo queue was getting way bigger than the standard queue because of course it runs every other train or every 2 trains if it's a 3-train service. And so like there's one week I waited 50 minutes for it. So I think they're trying to up the price to make it, you know, like a bit more balanced and the queue isn't getting huge. It is my preferred method of riding Icon, even though, let's be honest, that price does mount up if you're doing it every single time. But yeah, let's get on Revolution. Look there at Steeplechase. Might have to take a ride on that. But yeah, on Log Ride, it's saying that Grand National is closed. Well, it's definitely open, so it must have been a surprise opening then if even other apps aren't logging that it's meant to be operational today. There it goes at the lift hill. Oh, I'm kicking up a right stink here. Because yeah, like I say, it's warm, but it's about to start raining. It's very confusing. Oh, Revolution. Every single time. I got second row from the front there, which is lucky because it means I'm right up to the back on the backward section of the ride. Ah, it is so forceful. It's super intense. Built in the 70s and it still holds up and it's not too rough. The airtime you get when you're thrown into the brake sections before you get launched. Oh, like you're getting proper thrown around. It's brilliant. Yeah, I waited 1 cycle I think before I got on, so not too long of a wait. But after that, I think I've earned a hot dog now because I am starving, and that is that's a ride that just absolutely knocks the wind out of you. I love it. It's brilliant. It's raining because it might mean that people are put off of Valhalla, especially when you have to pay that premium for the ponchos, and unless you've actually brought a change of clothes, it's 100% needed. You will get absolutely wet through. Even with the poncho on, you'll still get wet through. I might even have to think about getting a locker just to put my bag away, because if your bag isn't waterproofed and it seeps through, trust me, your stuff inside that bag is going to get ruined. So just be careful with your loose articles on Valhalla because there's no baggage hold. So unless you can take your loose articles on and keep them safe, either give them to someone else in your party or, yeah, I'm going to have to recommend the lockers. Aviktas running over there. I'll get back to you when I've got my hot dog. Yum. Well, it's almost time for Valhalla. It should be opening in just under 10 minutes. I'm very excited. I went out and I bought the Valhalla poncho. I feel really stupid in it. It's blowing around in the wind. Looks like I got a bin bag on, but I'm very excited. And I also don't want to sacrifice my clothes because I can't imagine being swampy on a train. I just couldn't imagine it. But at some point I will bring a spare change of clothes. I'll bring a proper bag for it. But yeah, I'm very excited. And there's not really much of a pre-queue whatsoever, because I think the rain's put a couple people off and it seems like it's not on the top of people's priority list today, so I should be able to get a couple of re-rides on this hopefully. It's quite decently high throughput, but it's also a long ride. Okay, we are 1 ride in on Valhalla and naturally I'm already soaking wet through. We had 2 breakdowns while we were on the ride, but to be fair, I can't complain because I got to see behind the scenes with the service lights on, which was pretty cool. But yeah, we're queuing up for our second ride. I bought the poncho, so I'm going to make sure I make the most of it because it feels like an added expense. But I put some of my stuff in the locker just just then I have that peace of mind that it's not all getting sopping wet and like destroyed. But yeah, I'm very excited to get back on it and see if everything works this time. It's a bit of a shame because the two logs are kind of smashing at the middle and then it like explodes with water. That wasn't on, and that's like the wettest part of the ride. I was a bit upset that that wasn't on. Hopefully it will turn on at some point during its operating hours, which as I mentioned is 1 more 5. So we'll see how many rides we can get on this thing. Very fun. Let's go. Well, that was my second ride, front row. On the front row, when you go down that last drop, that's when you get soaked. The other drop, surprisingly, it feels like you don't get that wet. Pretty good. I got another bit of the behind the scenes tour because it broke down on the lift hill. When those lights came up, wow, it's impressive in there. The ceiling height is much higher than what I thought. I have appreciated getting a little bit of behind the scenes looks, but I think I'm ready for a ride where we don't have that. But it looks like the technicians have just come, so there might be a bit of downtime. It seems like there's some kind of sensor issue because every couple of boats, a red light on the control box kept flashing, and they just seem to be laughing it off because I think it's a typical Valhalla thing. Like, it's a huge, technically impressive ride. There's so much going on in there, and if all the effects were working, which they aren't today, it's just so much. There's so many moving parts to keep up and running, and it's just so impressive. There's just so much water, and it is the perfect weather for it. Even though it's quite cloudy, it is really nice today. So I'm not feeling too chilly getting off the ride. It's a bit different from when I was coming in October and getting absolutely wet through in 8-degree weather. But we'll see how long it's down for. Hopefully it won't be too long. I'm looking to get my third ride in at least, and then I might go have a look at Icon, but I will be back down for more Valhalla action because I haven't been on it in so long, and it's great. I love it. It's, for me, I sometimes say I prefer Curse of Alton Manor, but I think for re-rideability, like in how unpredictable Valhalla is and just how exciting the experience is, like it's got a 62-foot drop in there at a 70-degree angle. Riding that with no lap bar is brilliant. But I think you can't really complain. You've got two very different dark rides at two very different parks, but both of them are absolutely phenomenal. It's crazy that we have a ride like this in the UK. It's awesome, and hopefully we'll see some even more amazing dark rides. Of course we will be when we get Universal Studios United Kingdom down in Bedfordshire. I'm very excited for that development. But yeah, I'll keep you updated. Well, third time's a charm. I just had a full run through without breaking down. A couple effects that had turned themselves on and a couple that had turned themselves off. Like for example, in the room where you see Freya, that the snow effect was on this time, which was quite good. And then the one effect that wasn't on was like I don't know how to describe it. There's just like a downpour of water before the last lift hill. That doesn't get you wet anyway, so I wasn't too bothered that that was off, to be fair. But another really good ride. I feel like the first one was where I got the wettest because that was an absolute super soaker. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to Aviktas, and then I'm going to hop on Icon, see if I can get Ghost Train, and then we'll head back over to Valhalla. If the queue for the big one isn't too bad, I'll give it a shot, but to be fair, I'm not too fussed if I don't get on that today. But I'd like to get another go on Aviktas because it was very good this morning. See if I can get a different seat. But yeah, it's a really good day today. To say that there's so many school trips on, it's really not been bad at all. I think it's just luck of the draw, really. Because normally when I see coaches pull up, I'm like, oh, you're joking. But to be fair, today, it's like really not been bad at all. I think Icon says it's sat on a 20-minute wait, which you really can't complain with. We'll see what Aviktas is looking like, because still, to be fair, them loading up the cycles is a bit slow. Even though it seats 40, the loading sequence takes quite a while, but we'll see how it is. I also thought I'll give you a quick look at the entrance area to Aviktas. It looks really good around here. This fountain bit is really nice. I think they've done a really good job of landscaping this area. Like, if you want to, you don't have to stand up on that side platform. You can watch it go straight above your head here. I think it's a really nice area. They've done a great job with it. It's a shame I couldn't show you it for the VIP event, given that I've come back so late. But let's see what this queue is looking like. Wow, that's not bad at all. That's probably like a cycle or two. Yeah, we'll give this another go. Let's see, can I double up on it, or am I pushing it by doing a second try? Because I do find it quite intense, but it's building up that tolerance. Me and flat rides just don't get along very well. Me and coasters completely fine, but this kind of thing always does me in. But you know what, I'm really enjoying it so far. It's not like Toxicate where I can do one cycle of it and then I like feel sick. Oh, I want to swear so bad after that. That was awesome. That was better than my ride this morning. Hey! Do you want to be in the video? Yeah! Say hello. Hello! Hey! That was better than my ride this morning. Definitely, I needed to change up seats. They're off on it again, mad. But yeah, that was... Yeah, I got some absolutely insane airtime up at the top looking up into the sky. That was mad. Mental. Yeah, Aviktas, what a ride. I think that Pleasure Beach's lineup now is so strong. Like, I just think they're really up in their game now, and I think they're really coming out amidst the other theme parks in the UK. I feel like some people were very much Alton Towers focused, but I feel like Pleasure Beach, especially now if not before, has enough of a draw that people will want to start coming here. Like I say, school trip season, that I always associated that with Alton Towers. Like, I've been in June, July here before, and I've never known to be afraid that a bunch of coaches would pull up. So I think it's nice to see that the Pleasure Beach is becoming a bit more popular. So I thought that ride on the Aviktas was brilliant. And you know what, I've come off it, I don't feel dizzy at all. And I think that's a flat ride I can absolutely do. Oh, it's just such a spectacle. And seeing people watch it from the side as well, it's got a great atmosphere down there. And I'm so happy they've put it in. But that airtime, oh, Junior and Woman there on Icon, that's what I'm heading over to now. Yeah, that airtime was absolutely crazy. Oh, look how small that queue is. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what's happened, but the park has it seems to have really filtered out, even though the school trips, I feel like the school trips might have left a bit earlier because it's coming up on 3 o'clock now. So I'm not sure, but but yeah, it's a really good day today. Well, I don't think any of you are going to believe it. Oh, there it is. Beautiful timing. Let's see. Oh, beautiful. That's my first non-back row ride of the season. It was second from the back, so I was happy. Oh, riding lovely. I will say though, the non-Enso train has a teensy bit of a rattle, but to be fair, she's aging now. She's like a decade old now, I think. It was 2017, yeah. So, to be fair, it's super good going. It's still silky smooth. But yeah, that was an incredible ride. It's got to be back row, hands up. That top hat, oh, it's beautiful. But yeah, packed full of airtime, brilliant layout, nice double launch. there on the ghost train. I think I waited 4 minutes. That wasn't bad at all. Yeah, all the effects were working, that was great. They made some really nice changes this year, keeping up to date with their rides, but also, I'm not sure if it was new for this year, but I'd never noticed it before. In the very first scene in the ghost train, I think I mentioned this before though, they like added a new scent pod. I think that's a great idea. Because Alice in Wonderland has its own distinct smell, Wallace and Gromit has the bread smell. So it's nice for Ghost Train to have a bit of its own smell. I'll first of all get on Derby Racer. Well, I think I'm feeling a bit too dry, so I think it's time to get a lap in Valhalla again. I think I'll skip out on doing Aviktas again, just because I've been good with the rides I've had. I don't want to push it and ended up feeling sick. Because I'm quite tired, but there's always room for Valhalla. I can't believe that Grand National reopened today. I really wasn't expecting that. But yeah, it was great to get back on that. Classic wooden coaster, love it to bits. I think it's just dispatching now, so I might be able to get a couple of shots of it, which will be nice. Wow, green one there. Definitely wasn't a tie like it was this morning. Oh, it's great to have Grand National back. But yeah, as I said, time for Valhalla, and then I'll start wrapping this vlog up. It's been a great day today, and it's still piping hot, which I like to see. Oh, yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to get in the queue for Valhalla and just suck it up. I'm so used to just walking straight on. But yeah, let's get on it. Well, I forgot how much of a difference sitting back row makes on that ride. Those drops are incredibly steep. Oh, yeah, oh, that was brilliant. I got absolutely wet through. We did break down again just after the Freya scene, but still brilliant. I'd love to see them get the forest scene fixed with like the obstacles that collide. I'd like to see that get fixed for definite, because people think they're getting soaked on it right now. If that effect was on, people would be coming out even more dripping wet. But yeah, that was a brilliant ride. Back row is mental. I cannot believe that you can do that without a lap bar. Like, definitely not one where you want to be putting your hands up for that drop, because I was lifting up. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, back row, fabulous. 10 out of 10 from me. But yeah, it's cooling down a bit now, so I've stepped off and my head is very cold. I think I'm going to get some donuts though as a treat. Oh, you can't beat some nice sugared donuts, fresh from the pleasure beach. I think that brings us to the end of this brilliant day here at the pleasure beach. For a Monday with 4 or 5 different school trips here, it's been absolutely brilliant. The queues haven't been too bad, the staff have been on it. It's just been a really good experience, and it's a good job that the weather came out as well. Made it nice and easy to ride Valhalla. But yeah, I think with school trip season, you either get lucky or you don't, because sometimes you have a lot of queue jumping and sometimes it really clogs up the queues, especially when you got like high school age kids who do actually want to do everything. Like, we had quite a number of primary school groups, so it meant that it wasn't too bad. But it's just started the school trip season. It's Monday the 15th of June. Good weather, good rides. It's awesome to have Grand National and Valhalla back. It felt empty without them, and it's definitely helped the queues because it's spread people right out. And then also a huge shout out to Aviktas for looking super cool and drawing a lot of people in. Brilliant rides on that. I didn't go for the third one because I thought that's pushing it, that's taking the mick. But yeah, I've had a really good day here. I hope you've enjoyed the vlog. If you have, make sure to like, comment and subscribe. Bye bye!